The role of women in the Catholic Church could be expanding, as news from the Vatican reveals that the Pope has agreed to investigate the prospect of women serving as deacons. Meeting with the pontiff as part of the assembly of the International Union of Superiors General, women religious who were present inquired about ways in which women could be more incorporated into the life of the Church. The Pope disclosed this in front of nearly 900 of the world's Catholic women religious, who posed the question, why does the Church exclude women? I think that's a really good place for us to start in our discussion today. Joya, why do you feel the Church excludes women?
Because Eve ate the apple, Melvin, that's why. No, I don't know. Far be it from me. I'm not the person to talk to when it comes to logic, when it comes to sexism in organized religion, but tradition, whatever. You know, I think there's some discussion as to Jesus only chose male disciples or whatever, so it comes from there, but really, sexism, that's probably why. Can you answer a question for me?
Sure.
What is a deacon?
A deacon came onto the scene as part of church reforms between 1962 and 1965. They are married men. You have to be age 35 or older to be able to serve as a deacon, and they're not able to preside and do a full mass like a priest can or deliver a homily, but they can lead prayer services. They can offer the sacrament of baptism. They manage parishes. So they're not, I would say maybe they're like a junior priest.
Gotcha,
They don't have all the same, ability or rights, if you will, as regular priests.
Well, I mean, to that point then, I mean, I just think with the Catholic Church is like the biggest organization in the world, right? So as with any organization, any company, it makes sense to diversify in some capacity. And I think, I mean, Pope Francis has been one of the most progressive-minded popes that we've seen, certainly in my lifetime. So, I do think it's great. I think that you should offer as many different perspectives. I think the idea of barring someone from doing a job because of their genitals is not the way to go. So I'm all for it, I suppose.
I mean, this grouping was comprised, and it was a big deal because it was comprised of nearly 500,000 of Catholic women from over 5 different continents. So, 900 of them out of this group are represented at this big meeting. So there's a lot of heavy hitting,
hitters,
women, Catholic women in the room.
Badass Catholic women.
Yeah, but the other piece with this though is that church historians claim that back in the days of the early church, women did serve as deacons.
Interesting, okay.
And they helped with the baptismal process back in the days when there was this naked full body immersion that transpired. So they would be on hand to help really dealing with the women who were going through the baptismal process. So, but now they're saying that the role of deacon in today's language is very different than that role of deacon then. So, I think it's a big thing for the church that they would be investigating this.
Yeah.
One other report that's come out regarding this is saying that this could be really beneficial to the Catholic Church because of the declining numbers of priests and even, with deacons. And so deacons have helped to cover some of the voids of priests, and I think having women in the mix would be able to cover even more, provide more coverage.
We talked about it doesn't behoove any organization to cut off half of the world's brain power in order to make your organization more successful. I think also the torrents of negative press that the Catholic Church has received because of allegations of sexual abuse, etc., can only be helped if you have more women involved, right? I mean, I don't know.
And the Pope is aware, and he says that he understands that they're weak in this area and that they need to do better to move forward. And we also have a quote of support from the Pope, and here's what he had to say. He said, "Because a woman looks at life with true eyes, we men cannot look at it so. The way of seeing problems, of seeing whatever thing, is totally different than men. They have to be complementary. In consultations, it is very important that women be there." And as I said, this was a quote of support illustrating the need to have women in more leadership roles. The Vatican's Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace has a woman currently serving in second command. So they're making strides. It's few and far between. It's not a lot.
It's our true eyes that will see the Catholic Church to its higher thing.
And the Pope says that the change must come in the process of discernment with the Holy Spirit. So he's taken all this in. But the greater question is, does this even make a difference? Will the Catholic Church really, truly do something with this? Or is this all just mumbo jumbo? We'll have to wait and see.